Alrighty, thanks for coming back. Hope you all enjoyed the last video. Yeah, we're gonna do something a little different this video. We've got the '68 Buick Skylark in the house. It's actually been here. It's been here for a little over a week, maybe a week. I'm not sure. Yeah, a little over a week, but. Yeah, it's got a 350 Buick in it. It's actually, I'll pull the curtain back. I'll pull the curtain back. It's pretty clean. Got a nice 350 Buick motor in it. It's all pretty clean. Got a nice aluminum intake on it. I don't know too much about the car other than what the owner, has kind of told me, but the car itself, nice and clean, man. Everything's been painted. I did do a little bit of floor work. We won't look at that just because it was kind of where the floor cross member was, and yeah, kind of had to rebuild it. And would have been nice to have the floor pan sections to put in those places, because there are so many contours and bends and stuff like that, and I just kind of patched it in with pieces. I mean, maybe we'll have a look at it. I mean, this just gonna be like a driver car. This is not a it's not gonna be a show car or a drag car or anything like that. It does have some pretty nice tires on the back, like the 10 Mickey Thompson 10-inch cheater slicks with the on weld wheels. We can actually look at one of the front ones. Does have some nice wheels and tires. Got the Mickey. These are TA radials on the front with the weld wheels. Yeah, like I say, on the back it's got I think they're about 10-inch. They're actually outside getting washed off from all the rain we've been having, because they were a little bit dusty. So basically, it's other than the yeah, a little bit of floor work, probably you can't even really see it. I will kind of show you this. So this section right here on both sides, it's like, yeah, did it just small patch panels, to cover it up. The cross member underneath had to have just a little bit of TLC on it, but that was the majority of the rot in the floor, was just here, and the same thing on the other side, like right over top of the kind of floor pan body cross member. But yeah, it's this being a '68 was a vinyl top car, and the vinyl actually come down the back sail or B pillar somewhere around here, and then it jetted forward in here somewhere, and I had to delete all the trim pins and the holes, weld them up, fill them in, stuff like that. Look at this guy down on the floor laying in all the Bondo dust. What are you doing, Mr. Max? Hey, what are you doing, Mr. Max? Laying in all the Bondo dust. Yeah, all the primer and Bondo dust. Just hoofing that stuff in. like we don't move it around enough, eh? You're gonna track it all in the house and whatever. But yeah, so doing these, I call them the sails. They're the B pillars, but there was lead in here, and probably in the factory knowing they were putting vinyl on the roof, they weren't too concerned. So these, both sides, you know, the right side and the left side, these rear sails, they're kind of my nemesis. They are a lot of, man, I've put so much filler on these and sanded it off, and then you kind of rub your hand on it, and it's like, oh man, it's still kind of a little wonky, you know. And I like to get my, you know, this is glaze. I didn't really have to use any Bondo. I try not to use Bondo. Use the glaze, just light layers, and then I get some epoxy. Of course, we've got the car epoxy. All the trim holes. All the trim, look, they're all covered up. I've almost forgotten where they all go. But basically, there was trim followed this line. That's one of the spots. But all the way up this trim line, you know, we deleted that stuff. And somebody else had they've done a lot of work to the quarter panels. They actually trimmed out underneath here, right here where I'm kind of moving my hand, is only about 3/8 of an inch. So normally you've got this kind of going on. But from right here all the way to here, somebody cut that out. They cut it out, and that was to accommodate the bigger tires. But and as you can see in the Sharp Customs garage here, we're very limited for space. This is probably one of the biggest cars I've had in here, and I've got about the same amount of space on the back. I still have to kind of shimmy the front end over. The post is definitely, most certainly going to be challenging. You know, when I eventually spray the car. The color, we're just doing the original color. I actually ordered it this morning. I thought it would show up here because I kind of wanted to jam everything, go around the window openings, in the door jams and all that stuff. It's all been cleaned up. It's more or less ready for paint. I got these few little spots on the car, the B-pillars, these little spots in here, because somebody did some pretty extensive work on the quarters, on the catwalk, and then today up on the front of the car, right across the windshield. The camera wants to go that way and I'll go this way. On the front windshield, when I was using the DA, the orbital sander, and I was burning out, the little bit of texture in the epoxy primer, right across here, somebody did some work on this side, but I didn't realize that further across there was some like real dips in the sheet metal there. I had like a real super high spot and a low spot. So I've been, this is a focal point. This is a focal point on the car, and it's like, yeah, you kind of, you want to kind of get that right. And it's like, anybody who's ever done body work, they know, man, it's put it on, sand it, feel it. Sometimes you got to do it multiple times. Me, I'm not a super, I don't mind doing a little bit of body work, some people call me anal. I'm very anal because it's like I keep going until I get it, is the best that I can get it. Sometimes I think myself, I just need to lower my expectations and it's perfect. But you saw the hood. We have the hood sitting there. We have the fenders. So once I get the kind of the where the doors are hinged and the fronts of the doors, that was kind of what I wanted to accomplish in the next day or two was get around where all the glass has to go, the windshield, the back window. Kind of wanted to get that stuff all kind of blown in with the color. And then I've got a masking point so I can mask this better. The plastic is just, I've got like the curtain kind of hanging inside there. It's because the headliner is still in the, it's still inside the car and it's black. And I didn't want to, you know, blast a bunch of primer on it. But yeah, a little rundown. So I'll show you the color. I'll show you the color. It's right here. Kind of, maybe. I'm not sure. It's like it's called a burnished saddle poly. It's like a brown. Yeah, there's not much left on the car, but it's like a brown metallic. Has a very little bit of metallic in it. This looks pretty dark to me right here. If I'm gonna grab a flashlight, I'm gonna pop the trunk open. This is the MM code. MM, from what I understand, has to do with the color of the car and the color of the vinyl that was on it. The reason vinyl was going to go back on the top of the car, and then the owner saw the way it protrudes forward on this rear section and he just didn't like it. So he decided he was going to delete it, which, yeah, put a little bit more work into, you know, because think about it, if the vinyl top was going back on it, all of this and all of this that I've been constantly putting fillers on, sanding, I like to put on maybe 1 or 2 layers of like the glaze, get it, you know, get it blocked out, and then get some epoxy on there, block it out again, and then I can feel better. I can feel better where the little whoop-de-doos and wows and thingamabobs and shallow spots, high spots. Yeah, I kind of like to do that. Inside the trunk, got my nifty key here. I got a flashlight so you can actually see. I won't shine it in your eyes. There you go. That's the original color right there. That's the burnished saddle poly. And we're going back to that color. I know everybody's gonna say, oh man, it's like, you know, it's like that's brown. It's like but you know what? Some people like that stuff, man. And I'm not gonna knock it. I like bright, fancy schmancy colors and stuff like that, but you know what? It's a Buick 68 Buick Skylark. Why would you not put it back to its, you know, I don't know how many colors they might have done these cars back in the day, but 68. I'm gonna give away a little secret here. 1968, man. So this car was made 1 year after I was born. I gave it away. Whatever. But there you go, man. You got to see a little bit of the Buick Skylark. You're going to see a little bit more. Of course, we're going to show you when we get it, you know, when we get it colored out and whatnot. And we might show a little bit more because, you know, it's probably going to be another week or so, you know, that I play around with this. But I think it'll be a sweet looking car. You know, when you see it, okay, you're not going to see it finished. I mean, maybe I can actually get the owner to bring it by once he gets it all finished with the interior back in it and the trim on it, and very little trim, like the the back trim here, you see the little spigots and the holes and stuff. Yeah, he's keeping just those two spears. There's some writing, probably Buick Skylark on the sides, but the majority of the trim has been deleted. I think around the side windows, the trim's going back on. Probably around the rear window and the front windshield, the trim's going back on. But minimal, So there you have it, man. 68 Buick Skylark. A side note, the last video, my buddy Jeff's Lambo, he wants to put his Lambo up against my gas Lambo, his electric Lambo up against my gas Lambo, and we're thinking possibly this weekend we might go to the big lot, set up a small little track there, and we might trade some paint. So come back possibly on the weekend. We might be racing Lamborghinis. It's the game plan. So hope you come back, watch again, and what more can I say? Enjoy. Love you all. Sharp Customs, you know the routine. Peace. Johnny's out.